Hello everyone, this is Dr. Gnanavel. I'm secured All India rank of 8 in INI-CET May 23. I'm here to share you with some tricks and suggestions for the upcoming exams, and we'll talk through all the aspects for this competitive exams. So I'm here to give you all the opportunities which we have through the upcoming year. So we have UPSC CMS, which is going to be conducted on July 16th, and all the best for the students who have already enrolled for this exam. And so people who are gonna take this exam, please take this exam as per your strategy. I'm not going to give you the new strategy now. Please take this exam and take a gap of 3 to 5 days and back to your track for upcoming other exams. And we also have AFMC SSC MO. This is a just an exam, not an exam. It's like more of an interview kind of exam, and there will be exam conducted on only like September or August of the years. So last time it was on the September 2022. So there will be a walk-in interview on Delhi, and you will be enrolled to the job. So what are the advantages of this job? Gonna be like it gonna give you the income, and that is entirely new culture and exposure which you gonna come across. Like it will give you the experience also from the military point of view. And we also have INI-CET November 23, and for which I am going to talk elaborately the approach and everything I am going to talk about, which will give you about the which is a pass for entrance, and also that it will give you the, so it will give you offer you a PG job, or else you can also either adapt to a non-academical junior post. It will also have good exposure in the AIMS periphery colleges, which nobody have more kind of exposure or more kind of knowledge about it. And we have next exam, our NEET-PG exam, which is not yet finalized, so we will talk about it also. And then NEET May 24. So these are also opportunities which we have to be having in this upcoming year. And we have trend of choosing either online or offline. So I have to either like you have to choose your own path. So there are like millions of resources and millions of platforms which are going to offer either free, and you people have to choose your own platform. So we have offline as well as online platform. Offline is like more of a competitive, it will give you a competitive life, and it will also boost you, like it will give confidence in the leaderboards and also in the exams, or whatever you're gonna take up in the upcoming year. And also it will like you are for the initial months it is more passive, and you're gonna sit for hours in the offline sessions, so it will also give you the passive learning more. But in the online mode you have to sit for like 4 hours or 6 hours in your own zeal, in your own potential, and in your own studious method. It will be starting around by like you have to put your own timetable, you have to create your own virtual competition world. So it is more of your own zeal and own potential. So before choosing this mode you have to be very studious. So I am gonna tell about the basic approach. I am more biased towards the INI-CET exams, because INI-CET is more of like offering you the both, either you can take PG or you can take non-academical junior post. So I'm more biased towards the INI-CET exams, and your approach also I would like to take up your approach towards INI-CET exams. So INI-CET exam mostly concerned about the basic subjects. Like basic subjects we have biochem, path, micro, and then pharmacology. The INI-CET exams are always like more concerned towards it, because they're gonna test you the basic knowledge, basic algorithm of your medical knowledge based upon the basic sciences. So I want you to people to be very strong in those subjects, because you can yield more amount of questions which are no more contradictory options are there. There are like more one liners or more factual questions, more clinical oriented, and more of scoring subjects. And these 4 are to be like revised twice or thrice before going into your INI-CET exam. And we have short subjects which are also like high yielding ones. Like FM is going to be giving you around 10 to 11 questions per exams. Either you take NEET exam or INI-CET exam, it's gonna give you around 10 questions minimum. So it will be like a cake pie. So you have to score 10 out of 10, because there are more amount of competition before knowing it, because in NEET there are going to be like 2 lakh participants taking up the exam, and even 1 mark is going to push you the scorer away from the competition. So I think you gonna take no risk in like no, subjects like FM, dermatology, psychiatry, and then radiology. So psychiatry is also going to yield you more clinical and relevant questions, and derm point of view it will cover around like 7 to 8 questions, and radiology is also on the same platform, like 6 or 7 questions can be covered in paper. And anatomy and physio, I think so, both the lectures will cover at most what has to be covered, because they are like more eye yielding and more scoring subjects. And for people pursue like who feel like it's difficult to learn anatomy, please go through the workbooks and dissection images, because they are going to be highly asked and highly yielding. And I want you to people like more revising an anatomy aspect and the image aspect, because they are more concerned with the images. And for physiology they are more concerned with the graphs and illustrative or schematic diagrams which can be asked. So you people have to go through the workbooks, which have to be like twice or thrice. And for medicine, pediatrics, there are going to be overlapping in all the systems. So for pediatrics you have to be concerned about on neonatology, malnutrition, and immunodeficiency, which are more eye yielding. And there are be other systems will be more of overlapping with the medicine. So you don't know, like you can either study in pediatrics or medicine, so it gonna take like a gray area. So gray area means the subjects or topics can be covered in either subject. So you have to master any one of the subjects. Like you can master the topic in one of the subjects, so that other subject can be, you can leave the topics and more concerned with the essential topics. So in medicine I rather suggest like going through the workbooks. So if you are taking the neurology or nephrology workbook, means you have to go through from the entire view. It's like if you are taking neurology, means you have to cover neuroanatomy, neurophysiology. So it will also cover and also revise the topics which you have covered in anatomy or physiology or pathology. So it will be covering all around in a nutshell. It will give you extra boost and extra confidence over others in the competition. And ophthal and ENT, in INI-CET, the ENT paper and ophthal paper, they will cover around like 5 to 6 questions per subject. And in ophthal aspect, they're gonna ask like regular questions, like basic questions around 3 or 4, which will be answered by all. And or else they will ask like craziest question of all, like 5 questions out of topic also. So ophthal and ENT gonna be like whether you have read or not, that's the point. So SPM is more about NEET or NEET based. They will be entirely like approach to SPM, like you have to, like for NEET they are more concerned towards biostatistics, epidemiology, and screening methodology. For NEET they are more biased towards the communicable diseases, national health program, which are they concerned with. So they are concerned with the triage. So that kind of topics can be asked in the NEET. But in INI-CET they are more favorable towards the research methodology questions, like biostatistics, epidemiology, and screening tools and sensitivity specificity tools. So approach to SPM is like you are biased. So you have to take your own call whether you are going to take NEET or NEET. For NEET you have to particularly very cautious about the biostatistics and epidemiology in SPM. And coming to OBG, it is a highly scoring topic and a highly scoring subject, which around 20 to 25 questions can be covered in either INI-CET or NEET exam. So you have to go through each and every topic which are high yielding and revisable topics. So I'll be sharing a PDF of all the important topics with you. It will be in the separate PDF which will be shared with you people. And OBG is like you have to master OBG like anything, because 20 to 25 is high yielding one, and there are no in obstetrics and gynecology there are clear cut indications anywhere. So you have to revise them once or twice. So these subjects have to be mastered. And coming to surgery, So this time the entire topic has to be will be covered by the one faculty of the Rohan sir. So you people have to be master everything in the surgery, like because INI-CET paper will take any questions everywhere. So they are more concerned with the general surgery, emergency and trauma management. You people have to master those topics, and also they will be more of clinical oriented questions are also. So this time there will be a question on hernia examination and varicose examination, so they are more concerned towards the clinical practical examination methods also. So you people have to master that. So coming to anesthesia, they are more specific in INI-CET, because the papers, every paper on INI-CET have this question on the CPR or ALS or BLS question kind of questions. So you have to master those topics. So any update or every each and every nook and corner of the topic should be mastered. Like there was a update on 2021 in CPR, that was around September of 21, and the same question was asked on the INI-CET 21. So they are like high yielding topic, which on every update can be asked in the upcoming exam. So there are also one question on ventilator. So you go through the basic ventilator settings which will be asked in the upcoming, and the pharmacology of the psychiatry and anesthesia may be covered by both the faculty. So it will be like you have to master in either of the topics. Like you must, whether you have mastered in one subject, means you have to cover and write all the points pertaining to it in one go, and you don't have to like master them in the other one. So you have to write and jot down all the points which are concerned with that, and you have to make sure you're going to be revised twice or thrice. So apart from that, you have to, like for the GT's perspective, you have to take GT's from the mid of July for this INI-CET November session. Mid of July will be the correct ways to be start with, and you people have to be like take the GT's every 2 weeks or weekly, according to your perspective or according to your efficiency. So I rather suggest for taking it every 2 weeks. So it gonna give you the real mock exam, like whether how it's gonna take like time perspective, and also the writing it in desktop or laptop will give you extra edge, because it will simulate the real exam which is gonna be conducted on NEET November or NEET or next PG. So you people take on desktop or laptop, which is more like a mouse or mouse tracked one. So it will give you the real time based session, so you can make this reflex of marking the questions on desktop or laptop. And also coming to the point of efficiency methodology, please be like don't be over studious on the initial days, and don't mess it up on the last days or in the exam day, because exam day is gonna make you the other 50% of your preparation, because exam day makes your preparations more effective or more harvesting one rather than on the initial days. So please don't be efficient or over studious on the initial days, and don't ruin it on the last days or on the exam day. So it gonna like it gonna waste the other year or the other session of INI-CET exam. So your efficiency should be like gradually increasing, and it should be like your maximum efficiency is around the exam week. So if your upcoming exam is around the 5th of November, means your efficiency of maximum will be around on the November initial weeks or in the October last week. So it should not be like over studious and jealous on the initial days, and it should not go waste on the exam days. So make a healthy competition, and be emotionally stable, because this preparation period will take more of family issues or friends issues. Everything will come around, worse things can come. So please be prepared for it, and you please make this MCQ solving purpose, like please start at 25 questions per day. So please start like any subject, whether you are read it or you have revised it, any subject of that kind, you have to take 25 questions per day on the initial days. So it will be gradually increased to 100 to 150 questions on the last days. So you have to have your MCQ solving practice until the last day of your exam. Even before the last day you can practice around 50 questions. So initially it should be like you should start around 25 and gradually increase up to 150 or 100 questions per day. So that should be the minimum goal to be in the competition. Have good health and sleep. It should be making around like 8 hours or 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours should be the minimum or maximum, the one which have to be given to sleep. And for food habits, please be concerned towards your health. Don't mess it up your with GI system or nervous system ones. So your knowledge is going to make about only 60% of your preparation, and only 30% can be, or 30 to 40% comes around from the MCQ solving purposes. So MCQ solving purpose is one of the key notes which have to be discussed. So while taking GTs also, you have to be particularly keen about that question only. You should not go around to the past question or the future question. Like there are around 200 questions on the each GTs. So it is an AI generated one, so everyone won't be getting the same one, that you all people know. So even on the first go or first 10 questions may be like tough ones, or like very tough ones you can't handle. So you don't human brain tend to overthink, like the other 190 questions or other 170 questions gonna be like very very tough one. So you people think about the past questions or either on the future questions, so it will mess it on the present question. So take a question on one go. Like if you are seeing on the fifth question, you have to think about the fifth question only then and there. You should not think about the fourth or sixth one. You should think about what best option I can be given so that I can be scored well on this question. So you should be like you should rule out. There are like two perspectives on this question. You should take rule in and rule out kind of options. So have a healthy competition about your peer members, or whether you are in the online one or in the offline one. Have a peer group discussion every, like you take either 2 sessions or more 3 sections per week. It will give you around the extra edge, because it will boost your confidence, and also it like peer group competition will give you the where you are standing in the competition. And be prepared for the things which are gonna come in the future, like either family issues can gonna come, or friends, or so you people have to be prepared for the best and the worst things to be coming in this year. So for the MCQ solving skills, the knowledge will be more of the ruling kind of options where it gonna help. And for the rule out kind of options, you should think of what the best option you can give on the present questions. That should be your mindset and the perspective to that question. So if you are keen towards the present fifth question, means you should be like your knowledge comes into like ruling kind of options. Your knowledge, if it is a one liner or factual based question, means you have to take your step or your effort towards that one liner, because it is one liners are more on the it's more of your practice and the revised kind of skills. So you have to take your own effort on that. And you should start around like starting from the 25 questions as I previously told, and it should be gradually increased up to the 150 questions per day. So maintain good health and sleep. So you please maintain around 6 to 8 hours per day on sleep pattern, which will be high yielding one. So you take 11 p.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. or 12 p.m. to 8 a.m. It should be like the pretty ones. Don't go around, don't go beyond 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. because it gonna waste the upcoming day. So it's like wasting the other day rather than utilizing it. So have your me time or off music time, which will be mind relaxing ones and also boosting ones, because you can't work around like sit and work around like 7 or 6 hours on a stretch, or it will fatigue very easily. So take a mindful gaps on every sessions. Please stretch the sessions around 2 to 3 hours and take a gap. And after having the lunch or the dinner, you should take your own time, like around 30 to 40 minutes. it will like relaxing ones and should not fatigue yourselves on this journey. So I'm going to give you some jinx questions for the upcoming INI-CET one. So because INI-CET is more kind of like predicting the questions, so I have took around like 10 questions for this INI-CET exam. So there will be one question on cystic fibrosis for sure. They ask around like whether chromosome or like gene or the channel which will be involved, and the genes in pathology like the eye yielding ones, they can be asked in either like direct one liner or in the statement wise of questions like these genes are going to be very high yield and very repetitively asked in the INI-CET exams, and the physiology questions like hormones and its receptors and the plasma proteins can be asked. And in anesthesia point of view, they're gonna be like fixed and specific kind of questions on the CPR, BLS and ACLS, and the other question will be mostly on the ventilator settings, which are on the basic ventilator settings. And on the orthopedics, there will be one question for sure on the nerve injury, either on the ulnar or radial or integrated with anatomy kind of question will be there. And for microbiology, there will be question on mycology for sure, either one or three questions maybe on purely on the mycology only, and maybe on the antimycotics also. On the anatomy of hip joint, there will be one question. And vitamins for sure, we have learned from the previous NEET question, there are more questions on the vitamins and vitamins malnutrition, so more kind of questions are biased towards the vitamins. But in INI-CET, they're gonna ask the next level of vitamins questions like the biochemical assays can be asked on the INI-CET kind of paper. But in NEET kind of paper, they're gonna ask around the deficiency vitamin or give the salient clinical feature and ask about the deficiency. But in INI-CET paper, we can expect the next level of questions. And the other question gonna be around the this leukemias like AML, CML, ALL, CLL. So they're gonna be asked around the peripheral smear, or they'll be asking around the next level investigations or like flow cytometry, what are gonna be the markers of the each one. And one question for sure on the ECG, they're gonna ask direct question on ECG in INI-CET, like direct diagnosis, which are like clear cut images of the like atrial fibrillation, ventricular fibrillation, and torsades de pointes. So this INI may ask this image of given torsades de pointes. And last November INI-CET, I think there is a question on first degree outblock. So that will be like direct diagnosis type of question based on the ECG can be given on the question. So these are my 10 questions which can be like more high yielding and predictable ones, which going to be asked this November INI-CET. So be prepared for the emotional things, so that gonna take part your major kind of contribution to this preparation journey. And be prepared for the worst also. And please start at efficient hours of studying at 3 to 4 hours per day, and gradually increase, because gradual increase is the pace, and maintain till the last minute of your exam or last pace of your exam. That should be your key to the success. So you should be taking around 3.5 hours per day too, and gradually increasing around 7 hours or 8 hours. It should be the minimum one to be staying in the competition. So other than like putting extra effort to that hours, like you are giving 9 hours or 10 hours, will extra edge to the will put you to the extra edge to the competition. So please stay focused and consistent throughout your journey. And coming to the MCQ practice, you should start around 25 to gradually increase it to 150. For GTs, you have to start around mid of July. So it will be like whether you should be completed around like 4 to 5 subjects, which will give you the confidence. And so taking up the exam after completing 4 to 5 subjects will give you the confidence, and take the exams as if you are taking the real exam. So that will provide you the real simulations and real GT percentiles. Don't take the GT ranks or GT percentile to the heart. Just take where you are standing. That should be your goal. Just see where you are standing. Don't take it whether you are achieved more or achieved less, don't take it to heart, and because it gonna be like just a stimulator, not going to be the real exam. So please be like don't take it to the heart so much. And coming to the revision strategy for this November INI-CET, go to your first revision or first go through until mid of September. It's around like 3.5 months from now. So it will give for first go, please go through the basic subjects which have I highlighted for the INI-CET exams, like biochemistry, pathology, microbiology. Please give a minimum of 5 days for this each of these subjects. So it will be like high yielding ones and also like high volatile and factual based questions. So please give at least 5 days for this subjects, and take up to September of 23 for the first reading, and from September of 23 to October of 23 your second revision or second reading should be there, and from the mid of October to the last of October should be your the third reading one. So for the last week or for last ones, you should write down your own topics, like one may be like strong at those topics, you should not worry about. So you have to take down all the weak topics you are weak at, and all the factual based questions or volatile stuff which you gonna forget on the exam. So that should be written down on the separate notebook or separate iPad page. So you please take down all the weak topics as well as the weak one liners or factual based things on the separate page, and it should be visited frequently. Like if you are on the postprandial sessions, please go through all the questions or all the one liners on one go, so it will be revisited thoroughly. So one question from the topic should not be missed out. Please go through the same notebook on the November 1 to 4, because the tentative date around that November 5th. So you should give around like 4 or 5 days before the exam for these topics exclusively, and also for the high yielding topics which can be shared as a separate PDF. So these topics should be revisited and revised thoroughly. Coming to the real point of exam, like on the exam day point, you should be very thorough, and you should be calm and composed. You should not be like over enthusiastic seeing the easy questions on the first go. People take up the exam on first 10 questions may be easy for them, so they will be over enthusiastic, so they will be like overconfident and marking the questions on the either seeing on the one option itself. So don't do that mistake. Please go through all the options given in the question, that has to be on the first go itself. Don't read it twice or thrice, that will waste your time. Please go it calm and composed on the one go through all the options, take a rule in and rule out kind of options. That's where the MCQ solving purpose comes to play. So you have to rule in and rule out kind of options for all the questions, for all the 200 kind of questions, for all the one liners also, including one liners, because there may be misleading one liners. You have gone through the same one liner or on the GT or on the MCQ solving practice, but the examiner has changed one word or one option here and there, that may be changed the entire question itself. So please go through all the options entirely. Don't over enthusiastic and jump to the options on the single reading itself. So this is my tricks and the suggestions for the upcoming exams. So all the best for your future.